Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to the regional fields here in beautiful Antigonish, Nova Scotia. This one for all the marbles here at the 2024 U13 Eastern Canadian Championships. This game will feature the hometown Antigonish 2.0 Eastern Bombers and the visiting Placentia Lions. The Lions taking the long route to get here, and no, I don't mean travel. I mean the route that they had to take this morning. They had to win 3 games or 2 games to get here this morning. They'll play 3 in a row. So it's gut check time here for both these teams. And on the other side, the Bombers, sometimes sitting for a little bit of time can affect you, as you see them out on your screen there, warming up their swings and getting ready. So my name, Matt Dudelet for High Button Sports. We are thrilled to be bringing you this gold medal game here from the U13 Eastern Canadian Championship. So without further ado, we'll get to the starting lineups. First for the visiting Placentia Lions, the Newfoundland number 2 representative here. So leading things off and catching, number 70, Keegan Roche. Batting second, the pitcher, number 10, Aaron Chafe. Batting third, the third baseman, number 23, Nathan Keefe. In the cleanup spot, number 8, playing second base, Jake Penny. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 28, Jackson Brown. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 50, Kean Griffiths. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 17, A.J. Power. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 44, that is, Riley Heffernan. And rounding out the offense here for the visiting Lions, the shortstop, number 16, Skylar Fitzgerald. So the battery here for the Lions, as mentioned, batting 1 and 2, the catcher Keegan Roche and the pitcher Aaron Chafe. So now we'll flip it over to the host team and the home team in this game. The Antigonish 2.0 Eastern Bombers leading things off as he has all weekend. The shortstop, number 19, John Purcell. Batting second, the left fielder, number 21, Aiden McIsaac. Batting third, the first baseman, Sully Dwyer. In the cleanup spot here, doing the catching, and the home run derby champion, number 7, Manton Austin. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 34, Neil Landry. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 17, Colin Crawford. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 10, Avery Dykers. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Alec Morrell. And rounding out the offense here for the Bombers, the second baseman, number 3, Emmett Kerr. So the battery here, Neil Landry on the mound. And behind the dish will be Manton Austin. So the plate meeting will be happening right now, as you can see very clearly in your screen. So like we said, we are absolutely pumped to be bringing you this action. We thank you very much for tuning in all weekend long. For all the marbles here, folks, the big dance. Team Newfoundland trying to head back on the boat later on tonight with the gold medal in their hands, but the Bombers trying to solidify the championship here on home soil in front of a packed house here at Dr. John Hugh Gillis School here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. Before we get to opening pitch, we would first like to thank the organizing committee, the field crew, everyone involved in making this championship happen and having us alongside. It has been an absolute blast. And guess what, folks? We still have the one biggest game left here of the weekend. So a little bit behind schedule, but as they say, better late than never. So we'll step aside here for just a moment, and we will be back with opening pitch here at the 2024 U13 Eastern Canadian Softball Championship live on High Button Sports. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. First pitch just about to happen here at Regional Fields here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. A very large crowd as Landry will take the bump now. And the first pitch, 3:49 p.m. here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And it's going to be in there for ball one. Landry taken to the mound once again here. So that pitch is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So the count run even 1-1 here. So Landry looks on now. He'll fix the mask. The ball to the glove, the pitch, and that's going to be low and outside, ball two. A little bit of a tough vantage point for us here now with all the umbrellas behind the backstop, but more people in the seats, better the atmosphere, so we're okay with it, as that's going to be in there for strike two. The count runs even 2-2 now. Good job here by Keegan Roche, the leadoff man here for the Lions, seeing some pitches, making Landry dig into that bucket of bullets there. Is now the third pitch and third ball is what I meant to say. So the count runs full here. Good job once again. Good discipline here from the leadoff hitter, Roche. A pitch swung on, and that's going to be a leadoff single here, as that'll get up the middle. A 3-2 pitch will give Roche the first hit of the game here, as they got their leadoff runner on now. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, number 10, Aaron Chafe. So Chafe, the fastest runner of the skills competition last night, as he will take a first pitch inside for a ball. As you can see there in your screen, very good crowd on hand here, and we've said it once and we'll say it again. Antigonish comes out in big numbers to support their local sports teams, and that's part of the fun of being here, as in this small town of Antigonish certainly feels like a big city with the vibes going on here at the ballpark. That's going to be swung on and hit to the shortstop, Purcell. He'll go across to first, and that'll be in time. In the meantime, the runner will move up to third. Good heads-up base running down there, as Roche will put himself into third base. That will be a 6-3 putout for out number one, as Chafe is retired. So batting third and coming to the plate now, the third baseman, number 23, Nathan Keefe. Left-handed hitter here for this Lions team. Like I said, they took the long route to get here, but they got here, and now the work truly begins here for this squad. They took down the Brookfield Elks, who we should congratulate for their third place finish here at the Eastern Canadians. A 1-0 pitch in there, strike one. The count runs even 1-1. So fans still filing in here. Best ticket in town here, folks, and guess what? You don't have to pay for one, as that's drilled to center field, and having to jump out there to make the second out was the center fielder, Colin Crawford. So that will be out number two, but in the meantime, our run will come across in Roche as he tagged up at third on the hit. So an RBI, sac fly for Keefe, and now Jake Penny, the second baseman, finished the game on the mound and was player of the game, if I'm not mistaken. So that wasn't too long ago now, as he's down to the count 0-1. That pitch way outside. It'll run the count even. Or it's 2-1 rather. Missed the first pitch, I guess. So 2 away now in the inning. And it is 1-1, so guess I got to go with my gut on those ones, as Penny will swing at that one. A dribbler to third, picked up, and not in time, as Penny will leg it out. Good speed out of that left-handed batter's box, and he will work himself an infield two-out single, which will now give Jackson Brown, the left fielder, number 28, an opportunity here. So we'll keep an eye on the runner at first base, and with Penny's speed, you got to figure he'll be on the move here. First pitch from Landry, a check swing there, and they're not even going to go for the appeal here. So Brown works himself ahead in the count, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, swung on, and a line drive into the right center gap. Penny around second. The ball will get into play. Now they're going to wave him home, and that'll get over the cutoff man. And run number two comes across. First to home for Penny, and they will extend their lead by 2 here early on in the top of the first. So an RBI single for Jackson Brown. A good 2-out hit, And he gets another one across the board, so the center fielder, Kean Griffiths, steps in as he falls down in the count, 0-1. A little bit of cloud cover here, giving these players a little bit of a breather, and especially the officials as well. Been out there all day long now as Griffiths, a large cut at that one, but he will fall in the count, 0-2. Way ahead in the count here is Landry, pounding the zone once again here for this Bomber squad as he will throw that one on the outside part of the plate. Strike 3. Griffiths down on strikes to retire the side, but not before the Lions score 2 on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. So after a half inning of play, the Placentia Lions lead the Antigonish Bombers 2-0 to the bottom of the first we go. The Bombers will come to the plate. All right, we are back, bottom of the first inning. But before we get going, the Eastern 2.0 Bombers would like to thank Harbor Mac Construction here for supporting the U13 Boys Eastern Canadian Championship. Without support like that, these championships do not take place, and we encourage those of you out there to support those who support these young ball players. So back to action now as Purcell will lead things off here for the Bombers as he will get himself back in the count here, 1-1. The left-handed throwing shortstop and right-handed hitter doing a great job in the leadoff spot for this Bombers team as they won the first playoff game this morning, which gave them plenty of rest to get ready for this championship game here on home soil. So pretty cool moment for these youngsters to play in front of a crowd like this. And right now they want to give their fans something to cheer about here now as Purcell will work himself ahead in the count, 3-1. And once again doing leadoff things here is Johnny Purcell, the high White Sox. And now the pitch on the way from Chafe is going to be too low. Ball 4. Leadoff runner aboard here. Job done for Purcell as he will trot down to first base. He will take an aggressive turn at first. Now stepping to the plate, the left fielder, number 21, Aiden McIsaac. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Having himself quite the tournament here as he squares the bunt right away. The third baseman will crash. He pulls back. Purcell on the way to second. The throw there, and it was in time. But they couldn't grab it and apply the tag, so Purcell will get in there with a stolen base. And let's see if they can use that good break early on here to their advantage now as McIsaac looking to cash in that runner early on as he swings at that one. That'll be fouled straight back, so dead ball, and Purcell will have to stay put at second. So what a display of ball these youngsters have put on here this weekend. Everyone battled through the elements. We had a little bit of rain, some very hot sun, and the last two teams standing here, the Placentia Lions and the Antigonish Bombers. Now as McIsaac will hit that one down the left field line, and that's just going to drop foul by a couple feet. Shout out to those of you over on the Rock tuning in, cheering on your hometown team. It's these two communities, hotbeds for the softball. And now McIsaac is going to be rung up on strikes for out number 1. So Chafe's first strikeout here of the game. And that'll be out number 1 here. So Sully Dwyer, the first baseman, will step in, the right-handed hitter. the long blonde flow as he hits one to shortstop. Purcell getting in the way just a little bit as that goes across the field in time. Good job by Purcell not to get hit by that ball, or he would have been out. So the second out on the 6-3 putout. And while we're at it, we might as well mention that what a great play and display of focus there by the shortstop, Skylar Fitzgerald, to get around that runner and make the play. So 2 away now as Manton Austin will drop down a bunt, and that's just going to drop foul here. So the right-handed hitting catcher going after the first one here, and he'll fall down to the count 0-1. So big run out there at third base. So Austin tried to sneak his way down to first. And now he'll get a bunt down, and it's going to be a dead ball, I think. It double hit the bat. So Purcell going to have to head down to third. Bat boy out there to get the bat. Real quick out there, but he's going to leave without the bat there as Austin will have to come back into the batter's box, and that's going to be an off-speed pitch up and away. Maybe trying to get Austin reaching for one, but he lays off. Good discipline there as the count runs 1-2. 1-2 pitch upstairs again. A little more on it this time, and we had a look at Chafe down in the bullpen earlier on today. You can find that on our Instagram story here. Cool view from the catcher's point of view now as that's going to run outside, and that'll run the count full here for Austin. So falls down 0-2, works himself back to 3-2. He's got to look for anything close here. As the pitch swung on and fouled. Austin a big healthy hack with two strikes. He'll foul that one down the third base line. 3-2 pitch once more, and that's going to be in the dirt. Austin flinched at it for a moment and eventually lets it go, so he'll work the free pass now. So runners at the corners with 2 away for the pitcher, number 34, Neil Landry. Pitcher versus pitcher battle here, trying to help his own cause now from the left-handed batter's box, wearing the famous number 34 now, as he'll lay down a bunt, the pitch up at the eyes. That falls in for strike one. So time's going to be called here. The second baseman, Jake Penny, got to get those wheels tied up here. And wheels is exactly what he has. We saw him leg out a single earlier on in the inning. So the 0-1 pitch now, pulled back, and the runner will get into second base. And Austin trying to force a throw down there to score that run from third, but good decision there from Roche as he holds that ball. So 0-2 now. Landry will let that one travel up over his head for ball number 1. The crowd wants a 2-out rally here, and Landry's the man for the job here as he'll watch that one go by for strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And that is going to do it here for the first inning. So they have no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base after 1 complete inning of play. Placentia Lions 2, Antigonish Bombers no score. We'll be back with the top of the second inning, but first, we'd like to thank today's game sponsor, Harbor Mac Construction. They've chosen to sponsor the championship game here, and we thank them very much for their support. So with that said, we will step aside here for just a moment, and we will be back with the top of the second. The Lions coming to the plate. All right, back we are with the top of the second, leading things off here for the Lions. The first baseman, number 17, A.J. Power, as he will take a first pitch ball in there, so works himself ahead in the count early on. That pitch is in there for a strike right down Broadway. The count runs even 1-1. And it's another pitch there. That's going to fall in just a bit high for ball 2. So we have Power, Heffernan, and Fitzgerald to start. And if it goes past that, we'll move right back to the top of the order. So 7, 8, 9 here for the Lions. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled out of play, and that's going to land on the hill back here, and we are going to have a youngster get to that right away. The Antigonish Bulldogs hat on. Someone who could be on the page, the High Button Sports streams, maybe one day, or already has been. So the 3-2 pitch now runs the count full. Swung on and hit to the right side. That's going to get by the first baseman, but in foul territory, so we'll run it back 3-2 again. To thank all of you for tuning in. If you're just joining us, a 2-run lead here for the Lions. They picked up 2 runs in the top half of the first inning, and now they will get their leadoff runner on here in the second. A leadoff walk for Power, which will bring up the right fielder number 44, Riley Heffernan. So Landry now with the lean and the pitch. In there, strike 1, working ahead. Now in the count is Landry. 0-1 pitch. So he looks on now. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Heffernan waved through it. Way ahead in the count now is Landry. And that's going to be in there. Strike 3. Heffernan down on strikes for out number 1. Great spot for that pitch now as the shortstop number 16, Skylar Fitzgerald, will step in with 1 away and a runner at first base. The right-handed hitting Fitzgerald now looking on. The pitch from Landry swung on and missed, took a little off it. He's able to get Fitzgerald out on that front foot here. So game number 18. Underway now as that's fouled straight back here at the booth. Heads up. And that will get back into play. The youngster came up. So it'll get back into play. Good job, young man, as he was not going to leave without that ball, I don't think. So 0-2, a looper, and Austin right up out of the crouch there, but that will not draw a throw, so Power into second base. So 1-2 the count here. Fitzgerald looks on, swings at the next pitch, up into foul territory. Dwyer almost making the play down there, and it's going to be just foul, so Fitzgerald will get another shot here. Good effort by the first baseman, Soli Dwyer. She saw his flow through the wind there on that half dive attempt. Now the pitch 1-2 upstairs for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Fitzgerald. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, hit to first. Runner will advance. Dwyer will touch first, and that'll be the second out here on the 3 unassisted. For out number 2, so Power over to third, and now we're going to bring it back to the top of the order here for the catcher, number 70, Keegan Roche. 1 for 1 so far with a run scored and a single. First pitch on the way, swung on, hit to the shortstop, Purcell. He'll charge it on the throw, across the field, not in time, as Power will come across. The 2-out RBI single for Roche, and some great speed shown there out of the batter's box as he legged that one out. So still 2 away here, and the pitcher Aaron Chafe will step in now, 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch looped in there off speed, and Roche will make his way down to second base. And that pitch going to be upstairs for ball 2. Landry falling behind in the count here. So 2-0 pitch coming now on the way. He swung on and missed. Big cut there from Chafe. Tried to send that one into the scoreboard out there in left field. The 2-1 pitch. Great frame job down there by Austin. Stuck with it. Came from underneath the ball, but doesn't get the call. So 3-1 the count. That's going to be swung on and fouled straight back. Heads up back here. As that one will land right in the seat. And I'll tell you what, folks, these youngsters don't wait very long to get that ball back into play. 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled down the first base line, but that'll bounce off the backstop as Austin will collect it and fire it back into the pitcher. So we'll run it back here full count once again. 3-2 pitch on the way from Landry. Swung on, hit to third. Fielded on the hop. Across the field, a bullet in time will retire the side. What a throw there from Avery Dykers as he will get the third out here. The 5-3 put out to end the top of the second. So 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Placentia Lions lead the Antigonish Bombers 3-0. All right, the bottom half of the second inning we go. The Bombers coming to the plate. This inning sponsored by Harbor Mac Construction here in the gold medal game. Leading things off here for the Bombers, the center fielder, number 17, Colin Crawford. So each one of these Bombers players gets a walk-up tune for this weekend, and that's part of the experience for them. We got a couple youngsters out there in the outfield with their T-shirts off, waving them as the first pitch swung on. A dribbler to third, across to first, not in time. The first baseman couldn't hang on. So that is still going to be an infield single in my book, as he was there as the throw got there. So a leadoff single here for the Bombers. It's exactly what the doctor ordered here. So now Avery Dykers will step in, the third baseman, with a runner on first. He'll jump in the head in the count, 1-0. Dykers with that strong throw in the last half inning to get the runner at first, as that ball is all the way to the backstop now. So Crawford will make his way to second base. A very animated left side of the field here is down on the Bombers' side of the field. So 2-0 pitch, showing bunt once again. Runner off on the pitch as Crawford gets himself into third base. So job done without getting the bunt down here. Now you get to do it the fun way here. 3-0 count. If you're going to swing, it's got to be there. He will turn now, and that'll be a strike on the outside part of the plate, so the count runs 3-1. 3-1 pitch, up and out, ball 4. The free pass for Dykers as he'll trot down to first base. So now runners at the corners here for the right fielder, number 9, Alec Morrell. Righty versus lefty matchup here. Morrell turns the square. He'll pull it back. The runner will make a move to second base. No throw is probably the call here. So Dykers into second. Now second and third here with nobody out. Time to cash in here if you're the Bombers. Swung on, hit to the right side. Morrell is tagged. Now they're going to go to the plate. The throw too high. Now the second run's going to come around. Good heads up base running there. And the Bombers right back in it. 2 runs cross on the ground out for Morrell. As Crawford and Dykers both in to score. The ball was there at the plate, but it was just too high on the throw. And just like that, we have a 1-run ball game with 1 out. So Emmett Carr steps in, the right-handed hitting second baseman. With nobody on here, as he's going to rip one back up the middle. First pitch swinging. Carr will get himself aboard here on first base as the center fielder will collect that, get it in. And a 2-out single here, or sorry, a 1-out single for Carr. And now we'll flip it over to the top of the order here for the shortstop, number 19, John Purcell. Purcell 0 for 0 with a walk, a stolen base, and then he was left stranded at second in the first inning. So he'll jump ahead in the count 1-0 here. So the 1-0 pitch swung on. Purcell hits it. It bounces off the plate. The play by Chafe. Turnaround throw in time to first. And a very athletic play there from the pitcher as he had to collect that, spin, gather himself, and fire that on the money. And he does for the second out. So the 1-3 put out for out number 2 will bring up the left-handed hitting left fielder, number 21, Aiden McIsaac, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in his first at-bat, looking to cash in that runner from second here as he shows bunt. He'll pull it back. Nobody at third, so showing bunt proves to be a big play there as that'll move Carr into third base. So McIsaac, a job to do here. So he'll swing at that one. He's going to hit it down the right side. The first baseman will corral it. He'll touch first, and that'll retire the side. So 2 runs on 2 hits. There was no Newfoundland errors and 1 runner left on base. So after 3 complete innings of play, the score, Placentia Lions 3 and the Antigonish Bombers 2. We will be back here with the top of the 4th inning when we return. The Lions coming to the plate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. Top of the 3rd inning, leading things off here for the Lions, the third baseman, number 23, Nathan Keefe. A sac fly in his first at-bat and an RBI. So he shows bunt and stabs at the first one as he falls down on the count 0-1. So, folks, we'd love to know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for here, so hit us up in the comments if you feel the need to. We always like to know where the viewership is coming from and who you are supporting. It's the 0-1 pitch now swung on, and that's drilled through the left side. Great piece of hitting there from Keefe as he hit that ball where it was thrown on the outer half of the plate, and a leadoff single here for the Lions once again. So now stepping into the plate is the second baseman, number 8, Jake Penny. He takes a first pitch strike. Is Penny, Brown, and Griffiths if we get there. So runner on first now, and a change up there. Kind of buckled Penny there. I think he was just a bit surprised that that one was coming right at him, but could probably read the label on the way. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And now he's going to rip one in there. So good job changing speeds, as just seeing that pitch makes you aware that it's in the back pocket. As much as your brain can pick up on it, a lot of the times the brain and the hands don't match up. So Keefe now will move down to second base on the wild pitch. So 3-1 now, the count to Penny. The pitch, and that's going to be inside under the arms for strike 2. Penny didn't like the call, but he is still going to have a strike to work with here. So count runs full here, 3-2, nobody out. A runner on second base. 3-2 pitch again is taken upstairs. Ball 4, a close one, a nibble as they say, but Penny has issued the free pass here as he'll trot down to first base. So runners on first and second, nobody away, and the left fielder Jackson Brown will step in. The left fielder with an RBI single in his first at-bat. We'll see if they give him the bunt here. And they're going to let him swing it, it looks like, as that's dropped in for a ball. 1-0 the count. So fans still piling in here. That's going to be taken for a strike. Just an absolutely beautiful day for ball here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. You honestly can't ask for much more. A Sunday matinee game here for the gold medal at the Eastern Canadian Championship. For East Coast supremacy here, if you will. So count now 2-1 to Brown. So he looks on. Landry's going to get confirmation on the count here. So now he'll toe the rubber. The pitch swung on and drilled to the right side. That's going to get into the outfield. Right fielder going to pick it up. The runner rounds third. He'll get in to score. They'll hold the runner at third, and that's going to be a 4-2 lead now as Keefe comes across to score on the RBI single from Brown, his second of the game. So Brown right now, the guy you want up with runners on. He's made them pay twice now, so 2 for 2 goes Brown, and that's going to give way here for the center fielder number 50, Kean Griffiths. Griffiths 0 for 1 with a strikeout as he's going to take a first pitch ball on the outside part of the plate. I guess I shouldn't say plate, outside part of the plate. So 1-0 now. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Austin, he'll stare down that runner at third to make sure he stays put. But in the meantime, Brown will get into second. Penny at third. And it's going to be in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Griffiths. Down in the count he goes. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Griffiths down on strikes for the second time. And that'll be out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. So A.J. Power will step in now. A walk and a run scored so far in the game. So he'll get his second at bat here. So runners on second and third here as a first pitch strike is ripped in there by Landry. So working ahead of the batter here. First strike, the most important. So working on top all night if he can continue to pound on the first strike. So that's going to be hit to the right side over to second, and that'll be thrown to first for the second out. But that'll be an RBI ground out for Power as Penny comes in to score, and it is 5-2 now. So that's going to bring up the right fielder, number 44, Riley Heffernan. So he swings at the first pitch and misses. Down to the count, he goes 0-1. So runner at third now in Brown. 2 runs in the inning. 0-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back, and that hit the backstop and heads up. Kid looked backwards for it, and it landed in his feet, so startled him a little bit there as he looks a little shaken up. That's going to be swung on and fouled down the right side, and that one's going to get out of play as well, so 0-2 the count. 0-2, a looper in there, and like I said, even though you can see that pitch out of the hand, sometimes you almost can't believe it. You can't get the hands to come through the zone. Luckily for him, that one was outside the zone. Now he's going to rip one in there for strike 3. Perfect time for that pitch as Heffernan down on strikes to retire the side. So 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Bombers looking to get their runs back here, and we will be back after this short break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning, leading things off here for the Bombers. The first baseman, number 16, Sully Dwyer. Sully 0 for 1 with a ground out to shortstop. As he's going to take a first pitch ball, and I could just hear the umpires tell him too high. So 1-0 the count here. That's in there for a strike. That'll even the count, 1-1. Sully has his right tail laid out here. Maybe that's the secret to his success here as the 1-1 pitch is swung on, hit to the shortstop. A bouncing ball on the hop, over to first, in time. Look at the splits over there by Power, showing off the flexibility and sticking with that one as Dwyer is retired on the 6-3 putout for out number 1. And when you have a good first baseman over there, it gives you confidence to just get that ball and fire it across the field, and knowing that he is going to make the catch over there. So now Manton Austin will step in. The right-handed hitting catcher is 0 for 0 with a walk and was stranded at second base. 0-1 the count now as he's going to swing at that one for strike 2. So deep breath in order here for Austin. The big moment here. The 0-2 pitch on the way here from Chafe. Swung on and missed. And that's going to be strikeout number 3 here for Chafe as Austin sat down on strikes for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down so far here in the bottom of the 3rd. And now the pitcher Neil Landry will step in, trying to once again help his own cause here. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and now he will take a first pitch strike on the outside corner. So the 0-1 pitch now is just a bit too low there for a ball, so 1-1 the count. Well, I tell you who'll be sleeping good tonight is the Newfoundland parents. They have been non-stop energy all day long. And they got a long trip ahead of them here, but they're not going to think about that for a single second until they get through this game here. And now the count 1-2 here to Landry. And that's just missed there for ball 2. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. That's going to be okay. So it was the 3-2 pitch. So Landry will work himself a walk here in the bottom of the third with 2 away. And now the center fielder, Colin Crawford, will come to the dish here. The left-handed hitting center fielder. Right sleeve on that throwing arm. Keep that arm nice and warm out there as he'll square to bunt. He pulls it away. The throw on the way. Landry sliding into second. That's going to get into center field. Landry's going to get an opportunity to take an extra base here. And now that ball will get in. That'll keep Landry at third. So big scoring opportunity here for the Bombers. And it's going to be up to Colin Crawford here, who's down in the count 0-1. He's going to swing at that and fouls it behind, and he was 3/4 of the way down the line with the bat in his hands. At least then if someone went to tag him, he could protect himself. So the 2-0 rally chant resurfaces here at the ballpark. It's the 0-2 pitch, swung on, hit to the left side. Third baseman gets a glove on it, and the throw across. Not in time. RBI single. Colin Crawford clutching up to score Landry from third. So that ball into the outfield proving costly there on the throwdown. So 5-3 now for the Lions. So Avery Dykers will step in here now. He is 0-0 with a walk and a run scored. He squares the bunt. He pulls it back. The runner on the way to second. The throw not in time. Crawford slides in and he will call time. So that'll be a stolen base beside the speedy center fielder stat line here. So Dykers now with an opportunity. Something through, could score a run, and now the count runs even 1-1. This one's going to be right down to the very last pitch, I think, here, folks. As Dykers now, he's going to hit one up over the shortstop, and nice play there. Fitzgerald never took his eyes off it for a second. A tough play running backwards in behind. And that will do it here for the third inning. They score 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base after 3 complete innings of play. The Placentia Lions 5 and the Antigonish Bombers 3. Before we head to the break, we'd like to thank our game sponsor for their generous support here, Harbor Mac Construction, doing their part to support their community to the best of their ability here. So thank you very much, Harbor Mac Construction. And now we will take a short break, and we will be back with the top of the 4th inning. All right, welcome back. A very quick warm-up. By the time I got my headset back on the table, it's back on my head here. So leading things off is the shortstop, number 16, Skylar Fitzgerald. Squares the bunt and then pulls back and swings as now he's down on the count 0-1. That's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 2. Down in the count goes Fitzgerald. So Landry working quickly here in this inning, trying to get his team back on the sticks. That's going to be taken just outside. Austin tried to get the frame in there to get the call, but He won't get it this time, so 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, hit to the right side. That's going to get down fair. Picked up by Morrell. He'll get it back into the cutoff man, and that'll keep Fitzgerald at first base with a leadoff single. Now we'll flip it over to the top of the order here for the catcher, number 70, Keegan Roche, 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run scored, and was stranded at second base. So he looks to move the runner along here as he swings at the first pitch, and down in the count he goes, 0-1. 5-3 ball game. Top of the 4th inning, and that second pitch is going to be in there for a ball. Good mix there from Landry as the count will run even 1-1. For just joining us, the Brookfield Elks took home the bronze earlier today, and now it's going to be swung on and fouled out of play, and one of the fans tried to make a play on it but didn't want to roll an ankle down that hill, and I can't say I blame him. So that ball will roll back down to the dugout, and we'll get it back in play here. So 1-2 the count. Pitch on the way, change up, beautiful time for that pitch as Roche will head down to first, but Austin came up with the pitch, so Roche tried to cheat his way on to first. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So Fitzgerald will be into second. Roche on the strikeout for out number 1, and now Aaron Chafe will step in, the pitcher here, as he is 0 for 2 so far on the game, as that's going to get up over Austin and to the backstop as Fitzgerald will make his way down to third base. So 1 ball, no strikes here to the pitcher Chafe. 1-0 pitch, swung on, hit down the right field line, and that's going to land just foul there, as that could have been extra bases there for the speedy Chafe, who absolutely blew our High Button Sports employee out of the water in the time yesterday. Now with that said, a little bit of a stumble on Cohen's part, but a loss is a loss. Better luck next year, I suppose. Great night last night at the skills competition, and we are being treated to an even better day of ball here so far now, as Chafe has sat down on strikes for the first time here, and that's going to be out number 2. So now stepping in is the third baseman, number 23, Nathan Keefe. 1 for 1, a sac fly RBI, a single, and a run scored, as he'll look in, trying to cash in the runner here. The pitch on the way from Landry in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Keefe. Sorry, no balls, 2 strikes. And that's taken low. We're going to have time called here. So the scoreboard says 2-1, which could be correct. At this point, they've thrown a few numbers up there, and I got myself all confused up here. That's the beauty of being here live. We'll get first look at it. So not sure what the mound visit is about here, but it looks like they have concluded things now. Two outs in the inning here. 5-3 lead for the Lions. And now the fans getting impatient here with the coaches out there. A weird time for timeout. Not a whole lot was happening there, and then all of a sudden we have a pause in the game and a discussion. I guess next time we'll have to incorporate a microphone out there buried in the dirt to try and pick up some of these conversations. Not sure if that's possible, but if there's anyone that's going to give it a go, it's us. So back to play now. Keefe stands in with a 2-1 count, we think. That's going to be upstairs, so Now the count should be full according to my calculations. So even the Newfoundland parents agreeing with the call. So Keefe back in the batter's box, says 3-1 now. Nobody really sure what's going on, so at least now we know the count is full for sure. 3-2 here to Keefe. So 2 away, 3-2, runner at third. Opportunity here to get at least one of those runs back that they had just given up in the top or the bottom of the third, and that's going to be swung on and hit down the left field side, and that'll hit the top of this fence foul. We'll run back to 3-2 again. 3-2 pitch, the delivery. And now Keefe will get the walk he was looking for. And in the meantime, the run's going to come across the plate, and a spin around tag almost gets him. But Fitzgerald in to score here to regain their 3-run lead. So Keefe will get down on the free pass, and he will move up to second on the ball to the backstop. So that'll bring up the second baseman, number 8, Jake Penny. 1 for 1, walk, single, and 2 runs scored here. So Penny a third of this team's offense, according to my calculations, which are usually wrong. So a pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes now to Penny. Runner at second here with 2 away, 6-3 lead. The pitch from Landry, swung on and fouled out of play. That's going to get up near the school. So 1-1 the count. Swung on and fouled the exact same spot. As that one will get out of play again. So Penny digging into the tournament budget here. So 1-2 now. 2 away. Change up in there. Strike 3. What a pitch there from Landry as he gets Penny looking. And that will retire the side. So 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After the top of the 4th, the Lions lead the Bombers 6-3. We'll be back with the bottom of the inning. You've been watching the 2024 U13 Eastern Canadian Softball Championship here on High Button Sports. We will be right back. All right, away we go with the bottom of the 4th. Leading things off for the Bombers, the right fielder, number 9, Alec Morel, as he swings at the first pitch. Looked like a dipper from Chafe. Earlier I asked him on that video if he knew that was a rise ball, and he said he didn't know. But based on the trajectory of it, it certainly was. As that looked like that exact pitch there that we are talking about, as he'll rip that in there for strike 2. Oh, no. 1-1, they say. So I like the pitch, but the umpire did not, and now that's going to get in over the catcher's head for 2-1. Oh, 1-2. Swung on and hit down the left field line, but that'll get down foul. So 1-2 pitch on the way. Change up, and he stays on it, and that's going to get down in front of the right fielder. Morrell, good hands up there as he will get himself a leadoff single here for this Bomber squad, trying to give this hometown crowd something to erupt about. Down by 3. Down to their last 9 outs. Sorry, 12 outs. So now coming to the plate is Emmett Carr, the second baseman, squares the bunt, but the ball will get to the backstop, so Morrell into second. So the first job done here without touching the ball. Well, that's going to be swung on and hit down the right field line, and that one's just going to get foul. So that one would have surely scored Morrell from second. So 1-1 the count here. To Carr, 1 for 1 already in the game, and now he swings at another one, and this one's going to be trouble in over the second baseman. That's going to drop in there. Morrell's going to head to third. Coach will hold him there at third base, and another hit here for Carr, his second of the game, as he's going to keep the train rolling here for the Bombers. And we'll flip it over to the top of the order, just how you draw it up. The meat of the order coming up with 2 runners on here, so runners at the corners with none away. Now is that first pitch, and had to be careful. There was the back pick down to third, not in time. So 1 ball, no strikes now to Purcell. 0 for 1 so far. Now he'll swing at that one as he waves through it, and it was fouled down into the catcher. Well, now the count 1-1. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Purcell thought it was a bit high, but he is going to shake that off and get right back into it. So 1-2 now. Chafe battling away, swung on and hit down the right side. That one just foul. One thing to mention, Purcell ran into him last night exiting the field, and he took the time to come up and thank myself and the rest of the High Button crew. Not that we look for thank yous out there, but for a kid that age to come up and acknowledge something like that says a lot about his character and also his parents. So shout out to all you out there if you are listening. Got yourself a great young man at home. And that can be said about a lot of these players. The 1-2 pitch once again. Purcell, line drive into right field. That's going to score 1 run. They're going to hold the second runner at third, and an RBI single here for the leadoff man as he cuts into the lead. 6-4 now. So the ball gods are always watching, and they have rewarded Purcell there. Although a great swing on a pitch on the outside part of the plate. So now stepping in is Aiden McIsaac, the left fielder, 0 for 2. He's got a runner on third, and the third baseman, look at him up there pretty much in the right-handed batter's box as Purcell will get into second. So 2 ducks on the pond here. As McIsaac squared to bunt. McIsaac maybe the best bunter in the tournament. Now he's going to turn square, tried to sneak attack the Lions here. He waves through it here, so the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch, swung on. That's going to be looped up over the third baseman. Could be trouble, and that one just lands foul. So the count's going to run 1-2. So do me a favor, folks. If you like what you see /hear, hit that subscribe button right down there on the right side corner for more High Button Sports content. And if you'd like your event live stream, we like to travel, and we most certainly will. So hit us up on any one of the pages now as they throw down to third, and a pickle here now. They throw to the plate, then they jump around, and now they're going to lay the tag on it for the first out. Good job by the catcher back there to stay with them. So out number 1 as Carr tried to sneak by the catcher there. So 1 away here. McIsaac still at the dish with Purcell on third. So 2-2 the count. The pitch on the way, swung on and hit into the shortstop. He bobbles it across to first, not in time, and Purcell will come across to score. 6-5. He won't get credited with the RBI, but he will get down to first base safely. So still only the one away. And a 6-5 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. So like I said earlier, this one going to be down to the very last pitch. And we may not know for at least some time here who the champion of this one's going to be. So stepping into the plate now, the first baseman, number 16, Solly Dwyer. 0 for 2, 2 ground outs to shortstop, looking to flip things over here as he's going to square to bunt. That's going to be in there for a ball. The throw down to the second baseman. Or that is the shortstop, Fitzgerald, coming across. So a stolen base for McIsaac. So a runner in scoring position here. The tying run at second base with one away. Dwyer squares the bunt. That's going to get in the dirt. And now McIsaac thought about sliding, just kind of skid on that left foot. Now he is 60 feet closer. And a 3-0 count here to Dwyer. Got to be right down Broadway if you're going to be swinging here, and he's going to let that one go by. That'll be strike one. So 2-1 says the scoreboard. That's going to be hit to the shortstop. Oh, try to play it on the backhand. That gets by. Dwyer will round first into second. And that's going to go down as an E6. So Dwyer puts the ball in play, and he will tie the game. McIsaac across to score, and we are back to square one here, folks. Hard hit ball to the backhand side. Trying to get a bunt down now is Manton Austin. He steps in here, 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk. So coach is going to come down the line here and tell Austin, keep it between the ears here now as Dwyer was off on the pitch. And that ball will get to the backstop here, so Dwyer will get into third safely as Chafe will stare him down. So runner at third now with still only the one away. As that's going to be hit down the third base line. That ball had eyes, a seeing eye double, we're going to call it. Austin into second safely. He's going to hit the brakes. And an RBI double will give the Bombers the lead here in the bottom of the fourth. The Antigonish faithful on their feet here now. As at the start of this inning, they trailed by 3 and have now since taken the lead. And you got to feel for the pitcher, Chafe, out there, giving it his all, pounding the zone, and just these balls keep finding holes for the hometown Bombers. And that's ball, folks. Sometimes they fall in, sometimes they don't. And you know what? Sometimes it's months before you get one to drop in. But at this particular moment, Austin continuing with the hot bat here as he'll get himself out to second base. An RBI go-ahead double. As Dwyer came in to score, we're going to have a quick mound visit. A good time for that from the coach, trying to calm things down. And sometimes this is all it takes to slow the momentum down in a situation like this. So Chafe will get the taps. He'll fire that bucket back on backwards. He'll get that mask on, and he will get back in the saddle here for this Lions squad. So still the one away, and now the pitcher, Neil Landry, will step in. 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. So the 0-0 pitch. Squares to bunt. The throw down to third in time, but couldn't hang on to it long enough to apply the tag as Austin in there at third base safely. Neither one of these teams are going to go away just yet here, folks. So if you think a one-run lead is going to win this game, well, I think you're sadly mistaken. What a show so far. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Good job there, Chafe. Take a little bit off that. It's the old pitcher-pitcher duel here. So 0-2 now is the count. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back, and a good location for that pitch. Gets Landry a little off speed there, and he will foul that off. So 0-2 once more. Swung on and missed, strike 3. The fourth strikeout of the game here for Chafe, and that's going to be out number 2. A big out there as Landry sat down on strike. So coming to the plate now, the center fielder, Colin Crawford. 2 singles, a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI. Quite the stat line so far. We are only in the 4th inning, so he clutched up in his last at-bat. And he's got a runner at third here with 2 away. That pitch swung on. That's going to hit right back up the gut. Crawford clunches up once more. That's going to get by the center fielder. Now he trips into second to throw into the cutoff man. And Austin in to score on the RBI double for Crawford. And they have an 8-6 lead now. But the Antigonish Bombers faithful now. A lot more rowdy here in the ballpark as that first pitch is going to get by the catcher, showing bunt. The third baseman, Keefe, charges, and that'll leave the base open down there. So uncontested stolen base for Crawford. So Avery Dykers, the third baseman, in now. Getting his next at bat here, as that'll be in there for a strike. So the count runs even 1-1, 2 away here. That's going to be in there, strike 2, 1-2 the count. Chafe wasting no time, doesn't seem to be too affected out there. She just continues to shove strikes into the zone, forcing the Bombers to make contact. And that's going to be hit to the shortstop. Penny down to his knees across the field, not in time. So that'll get by the first baseman down the right field line. And they're going to get that ball all the way across to third, and an RBI single for Dykers as he gets the 9th run across the board as Crawford comes in to score. So 9-6 lead here, and the man who led things off here in the 4th inning, Alec Morrell, will step in with 2 away. He'll show a bunt. Now Penny will step in, and not going to fool him twice as he goes over to cover at third base. So showing bunt there to try and get that third baseman off the base pass, and now we're going to have time called, and you got to be real loud here in this ballpark right now to be heard out there. So the 2-0 rally is most definitely intact here, although the Bombers have done most of their damage with the 1 away here in this inning. As Morrell now will swing at that pitch. He's going to ground that to the right side. Good job by the first baseman, Power, to grab that before it goes foul. So that's going to do it here for 4 complete, but not before the Bombers score 6 runs on 5 hits. There were 2 errors, and there was just the 1 runner left on base. So after 4 complete innings of play here in the championship game, the Antigonish Bombers 9 and the Placentia Lions 6. We'll head to the top of the 5th. The Bombers just taking the lead, and this game sponsored by Harbor Mat Construction. You're watching the 2024 U13 Eastern Canadian Softball Championship here on High Button Sports. We will be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. The Lions coming to the plate and leading things off here. For the Lions is the left fielder, number 28, Jackson Brown. Landry's still out there, and he'll get in there with a first pitch strike. Working ahead of the batter here, especially with a 3-run lead. You just want to get in over the zone. That's going to be in there. Strike 2, exact same spot. Way ahead of the batter now. As Landry just trying to get his team back in the hut here and get them back on the Twiggies. So this 2-0 pitch, or 0-2 pitch on the way. Brown shows that he held up, and that is going to be called on the appeal. And they go, they said, and Brown showed them right exactly where the bat was, but nothing he can do now as he is sat down on strikes for out number 1. So now coming to the plate, the center fielder, number 50, Kean Griffiths. Griffiths 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. That first pitch from Landry outside the zone. Now the lean back from Landry, the pitch, and that's going to get Griffiths up in the arms. So he will be down to first base on the HBP. And Landry is going to look down to make sure he is okay, and lots of fantastic sportsmanship on display here, folks. We've seen it all weekend long. So Griffiths is just going to get an extra question here. So Griffiths down to first. Now A.J. Power, the first baseman, will step in. A walk and an RBI ground out on his line so far. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back. Griffiths was heading for the second base, but it was fouled back. So no balls, 1 strike here. Power now the runner to second. Griffiths will get in there as that ball gets by the shortstop. Now to third. That's going to get to the dugout side here, and they're just going to stay put there at third base. So Griffiths, after being hit by a pitch, will work his way to third. Power even in the count. That's going to be hit to the second baseman, has a hard time with it. Carr upset with himself there as he had the chance to make the play, but that will get a run across. So Power gets down to first on the E4, and that's going to bring up Riley Heffernan here, 0 for 2 so far. So 0-1 the count now to Heffernan. And now he'll fall down 0-2. 0-2 pitch, low for ball 1. Good mix there, so 9-7 here. So 1-2 pitch coming now from Landry, and that's going to be too low once again, ball 2. So 2-2 pitch on the way momentarily here. The delivery swung on and hit to the right side. That one's going to get out of play. Down off there, off the Skilled Trades building. The Sun getting itself in position to go down here later on, not too long from now. And the 2-2 pitch. You hear the oohs and ahs from the crowd here as the count runs full now. So good at bat here from Heffernan as he's working his way through the count, and now he's going to get a ground ball to the shortstop. Purcell will run to second, touch it, and off to first, and they're going to get him on the double play. What a play there, John Purcell. The Derek Jeter-esque jump at second base, and he eliminates both runners in one play. A heads-up play by the shortstop down there, and a tougher play for the left-handed shortstop, folks, but my, oh my, what defense on display there from the young man, John Purcell. We'll be looking back at that one potentially later on in this game, but for now, that'll do it for the 5th inning. They score 1 run on 1 hit. There were no Annie Ganesh errors and no runners left on base as they were both erased, actually, so my mistake. Regardless of that, we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. A 9-7 lead here for the Bombers, and they will come to the plate. All right, away we go here. The bottom of the 5th inning. Leading things off here, the second baseman, number 3, Emmett Carey, swings at the first pitch. He'll ground it to third, and that's a good play over there as he is retired for the first out here on the 5-3 putout. And now the man of the hour, we'll call him, Mr. John Purcell, with a fantastic double play out there in the last half inning. The awareness to do that and pull it off at the same time. It's all good to think it, but the execution is what's most important. And now he's going to rip a liner through the left side. That'll get by the left fielder for just a moment. And now they're going to fire it into second. The throw in time, but they couldn't apply the tag as he slides underneath. The umpire, you can't argue with him there. He was in perfect position out there at second base. So John Purcell continuing to do things here to bring this Antigonish crowd to their feet as he will get in there with a hustle double. What looked like it was just going to be a hard hit single. He turns into 2, and now that'll bring up the left fielder, number 21, Aiden McIsaac. That's going to be swung on and fouled straight back. See, cloud comes over the sun here. So runner at second, 1 away. Carr the only out in the inning so far. McIsaac down in the count, 0-2. 0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled down the left field line. That's going to get into the outfield grass. Once again, we thank you very much for tuning in here. The support has been tremendous at the field and on the live stream. And it's clear that there is a demand for this sport out there, and we will continue to shed light on this sport every opportunity that we get, as that's going to be looped into the shortstop. Purcell did the right thing and went almost a third of the way there. In case that ball does drop, he does move up, but close enough that he doesn't get doubled off. But that will be the second out here as McIsaac is retired on the P6. So 2 away now, and Sully Dwyer, the first baseman, will step in. He is 0 for 3. Reached on an error and had 2 ground outs to the shortstop, but he also has a run scored to his credit here, so he's going to fall down in the count, 0-1. That's going to be bounced into home plate, into the backstop now, as Purcell will round third base aggressively, and he'll get himself another station closer here, so not going to say the job gets easier, but it's definitely a little more attainable now with that runner a full base ahead, as now Dwyer will let that one go for ball 2. And one thing I will say about these youngsters, despite the moment, they've been able to keep themselves in check here, smiles on their faces, and not trying to do too much. And hopefully they can continue this through their softball careers, because now that's fouled straight back here. That would have went dead off the camera had the backstop not been there. So whoever installed that, thank you very much. So Dwyer looking to cash in here, an insurance run as we inch closer to the end of this game. The 2-2 pitch on the way here from Chafe is upstairs, and that's going to run the count full here. So 3-2, 2 away. The runner on third and Purcell. And that's going to be too low, ball 4. Dwyer works himself a free pass here in the 5th inning with 2 away. And he will leave it here for the catcher, number 7, Manton Austin. And he's so fancy, according to his walk-up tune. Had himself a grand time last night. If you can base anything on what you see through the camera lens, he had a smile on his face, and how can you not be happy with that kind of night? Now he's going to swing at that one. That one's back here to the booth. And I called it. But I couldn't come anywhere near it here. So no balls, 1 strike to Austin. And now Dwyer will get into second, so runners in scoring position here. 2 ducks on the pond here for Austin as he's down in the count, 0-2. Choked up on the bat. The pitch swung on, and a looper hit to the shortstop. Good read by Penny as he will snag that for the third out. So no runs on 1 hit. There were no Newfoundland errors and 2 runners left on base after 5 complete innings of play. The score remains the Antigonish Bombers 9, Placentia Lions 7. The Lions coming to the plate, but before they do, we would like to once again thank today's game sponsor, for their generous support. Harbor Mat Construction. If you need any of your construction needs, you hit them up and let them know as they continue to support local athletes here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. So we love to support those who support us here in the ball world. With that said, we'll step aside here for a moment and we'll head to the top of the 6th inning when we come back. All right, away we go here with the top of the 6th. We're going to have a new pitcher here, so that'll do it for the starter, Neil Landry. He had 6 strikeouts, gave up 7 hits, and he will throw 5 complete innings of play, and he will hand it off now to Haynes Harvey here. So number 20 will step into the chute here with a 9-7 lead, so it'll be up to him. The umpire almost in the way there of that pitch. So that's the only substitution so far that we know of. So a great game by Landry. He gave them the optimal chance to come away with a win here. So if you ever watch this, Mr. Landry, congratulations and a great outing by you to set your team up here for victory. But we are going to have to wait for 2 more at-bats at least here from the Lions before we can say who is crowned the champion. And you know this scrappy Newfoundland team is not going anywhere as easily here. Tons of support for them back home on the Rock. And they're looking to bring home some hardware here. I guess they will regardless, but it all depends on the color now. So leading things off here for the Lions here in the 6th inning is the shortstop number 16, Skylar Fitzgerald. 1 for 2 so far in this one. He's got a single, a run scored, and he grounded out to the first baseman as he'll jump ahead in the count 1-0 here. And that pitch is going to be too high, ball 2. So Caden Haynes Harvey jumps in and he falls behind. 2-0 pitch upstairs, ball 3. So Haynes Harvey hailing from Kennecook, Nova Scotia, the home of Wyatt Sanford, and now, hopefully after this outing, the home of Caden Haynes Harvey as well. As that's going to be ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for Fitzgerald as he will trot down to first on the free pass. So back to the top of the order we go. The catcher, number 70, Keegan Roche. First pitch on the way. That's going to be too low for a ball. 5 straight balls now. So Roche ahead in the count here. He'll square to show bunt. Now he'll pull it back. Now he'll show bunt again and then pull it back. That's going to be in there for a strike. The throw to second. Not quite in time. As Fitzgerald decided not to get those pants dirty on that one. As a good throw from Austin, just not in time. As Purcell was there to cover. Now we're going to have time called. And we'll see what the play is. Maybe a pinch runner out there at second as they try to tie things up. So now Nicky Collins is going to come in to run here for Fitzgerald as he enters the game. He will run for Fitzgerald here. So Roche with a 1-1 count. As we will continue on here, that's going to be in there for a ball. So 3-0 count. Haynes Harvey, work cut out for him now. So he will fire that one in there for a ball, and that's going to be 3-0 now. 3-1 rather. So I just got to stick to my guns here. That's going to be swung on, and he fouls it off his own left shoulder there. So count will run full here now. Haynes Harvey battling down there. Falling behind in the count early, but clawed his way back here to 2 strikes. As now the pitch swung on. That's going to get through the right side. This could score a runner. They're going to send him at third. The throw to the plate in time, and they get him at the plate. What a throw from the right fielder. Great play by the catcher, Manton Austin, to stick with that one as he got in the running lane there. Not intentional, of course, as that ball drew him to that area of the plate. Now the coach is going to come have a quick word with the umpire as Collins gunned down at the plate here. What a throw from Morrell out there in right field. So he has potentially eliminated that 1-run difference here, and that will stand as the out. So Collins gunned down at home. The pinch runner not going to score this time, but Roche will get into second as he was heads up out there. So he'll get himself a single, and then he'll a fielder's choice to second base. Now Caden Haynes Harvey throws the first pitch here to Chafe. Up and in, and he swings at that one. So 1 away here. No balls, 1 strike to Chafe. Chafe 0 for 3 so far. Now he'll swing at that one. That's going to get to Purcell at short. He'll pick it up, throw it across to first, not in time, and that's going to put runners at the corners. Good hustle there from Chafe, as we all know how fast he is. And he's so fast, he actually was the fastest runner in the skills competition. So that's going to bring up Nathan Keefe here, the third baseman. 1 for 2. As the runner will make a move down to second base. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Keefe. Runners at second and third now. That's going to be swung on, hit to Purcell. He grabs it on the hop across to first. Safe at first. The throw to third in time. The tag, and he is safe there as well. So 1 run comes across to score, as Roche will make it a 1-run game now. It was a bang-bang play at first, but they call him safe. So Chafe will move into third base. Roche scores. An RBI single for Keefe. So the officials are going to get together here for that play at first. So as it stands right now, it'll be a 9-8 ball game with 1 away. We'll see if they overturn the call. If they do, it'll be the first time I've seen 2 calls overturned, and that's saying, well, they're not going to change their call now. We'll be out the window. So it looks like the call is going to stand here. So a 9-8 ball game. Just like that, we are back to 1-run difference. So now Jake Penny, the second baseman, will step in with an opportunity here to tie things up. The go-ahead run at first base. So Penny already 1 for 2. A strikeout, a walk, a single, and 2 runs scored. Now as he's going to hit a 1-hopper to third across the field, and Dwyer wasn't able to come up with it, so 1 run comes in. They'll wave the second one around the plate. Penny all the way to third, and wouldn't you know it, folks, the Lions will take the lead here 10-9 in the 6th inning. So Chafe and Keefe both score, so that safe call at first turns costly here. So still only the 1 away. Caden Haynes Harvey jumps ahead of the hitter here, Jackson Brown, the left fielder. He's going to fire a pitch in there, and that's going to be hit out of play there, foul. So 0-2 goes the count. A tough play for the third baseman over there, Avery Dykers. He had to absolutely unload that one, and it kind of pulled the first baseman off the bag. And now the run coming to the plate. Haynes Harvey, the tag, but the ball bounces out of his glove. And Penny comes in to score. So 11-9 the lead now So big inning here so far for the Lions. As we said, they will not go away without a roar at least. It's going to be swung on and hit back here at the booth. And did he make the play? No, he drops it. So the 0-2 once again. So 0-2 now. We're going to have time here. Ball back into play. So they're going to get a warning down there at the dugout for coming outside. Pretty sure one of the fans just called the umpires the ref, and something tells me spent a few hours in the hockey rink. I guess really at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Different term, a synonym, if you will. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Brown looking to put the key back in the ignition here for this Lions squad as he flinches at that one for a moment, but he'll run the count even. So good battle up there. Two-two pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Brown down on strikes as they'll apply the tag. That's going to be the second out here. The Bombers anxiously trying to get through this inning here as Kean Griffiths will step in. The center fielder 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored as he's going to swing at that first pitch, and that's going to be out of play. So that one lands back here by the school. Oh, 1 pitch on the way, and that's just outside and low for ball number 1. So the count even now, 1-1. So 1-1 pitch here, the delivery swung on and fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now as Haynes Harvey gets himself ahead. And fantastic support here in this game, online and in person, and these players deserve every bit of this support. After what I've seen this weekend, I have become a U13 softball fan, and now Griffiths down on strikes. As the second strikeout here for Haynes Harvey will retire the side, but not before the Lions strike 4 times on 3 hits. There was 1 Bombers error and nobody left on base, so the tides have turned once again. The Lions now take the lead, 11-9, heading into the bottom of the 6th inning, and we will be back with that action in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, leading off the bottom half of the 6th inning here for the Bombers. The pitcher, or the former pitcher, number 34, Neil Landry, 0 for 2, a walk, a strikeout, and now a hit by pitch. So as we give you the stat line, he will add something to it, and they will get the leadoff runner here. And if there's ever a time to be happy about a hit by pitch, I would say it is now. Although if you ask me, free bases are free bases. And something I love to do is be hit by a pitch. It's the easiest way to get on, in my opinion. Maybe the most painful way, but definitely the easiest. So stepping to the plate now, Colin Crawford. He is 3 for 3 so far, 2 singles and a double. As he's going to fire one back up the middle. That's going to get by the shortstop, Penny. They're going to send the runner to third. The throw on the way. Not in time, as that's going to get by to the backstop. The runner on the way to home. He slides in safely. And just like that, a one-run ball game. So Landry hit by a pitch. A RBI single turned into a 3-bagger by Crawford, and he is now 4 for 4. And it's 11-10 now here in the 6th. So coming to the plate now, number 10, the third baseman, Avery Dykers. 1 for 2. Shows bunt there, and that's going to get in there for a strike. So no balls, 1 strike here to Dykers. Anxious moments here for this Antigonish crowd as they're going to show bunt once again. That'll drag the third baseman in here, and now he's going to go down in the count 0-2. Keefe crashing very hard down there on the third base line. Absolutely no fear. Now it's going to be swung on and hit through the left side, and just like that, we have a tie ball game. Crawford in to score. Dykers plays temporary hero right now as he will get an RBI single that ties this thing up. So Crawford now with the hat trick and runs scored. I've always thought of runs scored as goals scored. So now we're going to have a mound visit. We'll take a very quick, short break. You can not listen to me for at least 15 to 20 seconds, and we will be back. And it looks like Penny is going to be entering here, so we'll allow him to get warmed up. And then we will be back with the conclusion of the bottom of the 6th inning. Still none away. Tie ball game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and you got to saw Penny warm up just as much as I did here. So the new pitcher, Jake Penny, he is going to face his first batter here is number 9, Alec Morrell. He is 1 for 2 now as Dykers will move up to second base. Morrell with that fantastic throw from right field to eliminate that, which would have been now the go-ahead run. Trying to get it done with the twig here now as they'll bounce one in. The runner will move up. Dykers just on his horse there, wasting no time. As he'll put another quarter in the merry-go-round here, and he'll go to the next station. 2-0 pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt. Great job back there by Roche to square that one up and keep it in front. Trying to be a brick wall, as they say. As Morrell now will work the free pass as he heads down to first base. So still none away here in the inning. Penny claims there was only 3 balls there which I thought as well. So now Caden Haynes-Harvey will step in as he took the place of Emmett Carr, which allowed Landry to stay in. So as we suspected, Morrell will head back to the batter's box here. Only the 3 balls on him. So we'll see what comes of it here. So the umpires will get together once again here, and they will get the call this time. Power with a good chuckle over there at first base. So one thing that's been a constant here is the smile on these players' faces. Despite what happens on the field, they are having some of the best times of their life to this point. And it is just beautiful to see now as that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. So now 3-1 the count. So Morrell will have to wait at least another pitch if he wants to get down to first base. But we'll see if he's hacking away here. A runner on third. And that's going to be down there, ball 4. So the whiteout won't be needed here for the scorebook, as Morrell will work his way down to first base. And now that'll bring up Caden Haynes-Harvey, who took the place of Landry on the mound, but now will take the place of Carr in the batting lineup as that pitch is in the dirt, and that'll move Morrell up to second base. Well, the next pitch is in there for a ball as well, so Penny a little bit of trouble with the command here as the count now 2-0, showing bunt and now pulling back as that one's in the dirt. Runners stay put. So anxious moments here and a big moment in the game for both these teams. So the 3-0 count now to Caden Haynes-Harvey. The pitch in there, that's going to be in there for a strike. Good bounce back there from Penny as he muscled that one in over the plate. So 3-1 the count now. See if he squares the bunt once again. He does, and he pulls it back in time, and he will work himself a free pass. So, big moment here in the game. Bases loaded, back to the top of the order for John Purcell. The shortstop will swing at that one, and that one's going to be foul just on the outside part of the bag. And you can feel everyone holding their breath here as they waited for the official call on that one. So Purcell is 2 for 3, a double, a single, a walk, a ground out, a run scored, an RBI, and a stolen base, and a fantastic double play. So really, what more do you want from the guy other than maybe a base hit here to give his team the lead? So no balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Purcell. He's been in this spot plenty of times, as well as Penny. Now the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Real good location for that pitch from Penny, but good discipline up there from Purcell. The hometown kid here. That's going to be swung on and missed. A big strikeout there from Penny as Purcell has sat down on strikes for the first out here in the 6th. So the first strikeout here for Penny. And now the left fielder, number 21, Aiden McIsaac, steps in with the bases loaded still. Great job by Roche back there as he is working his tail off behind that plate to keep that ball away from the backstop. So 1-0 the count now to McIsaac. The left-handed hitter looks on. He'll take a strike there. Not a bad time for a take as the count now 1-1. So tons of ones up on the board. 11-11 the score. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch on the way is taken outside, ball 2. Like I said earlier, these kids in the magnified moment here of pressure, and they just seem to continue to stay calm now as McIsaac gets the pitch he was looking for, swings at it, and he will foul that one out of play. So the count runs even now, 2-2. So we're going to try the 2-2 pitch here. The lean back and the delivery. That's going to be in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher. Runners will all stay put. They're going to have to hustle back, though, as Haynes-Harvey with the, we'll give him a slide on that one. Pretty unconventional, but he gets the job done. A little bit of dirt, souvenir on the jersey here, so the count runs full. Nowhere to put him here. 3-2 pitch from Penny. In the dirt, ball 4, and they're going to walk in the go-ahead run here as Dykers comes across to score to give them the 12-11 lead. So all runners will move up one station here, and McIsaac, the fantastic team at bat there, not trying to do too much, staying within, and he works himself a walk. So base is still loaded with one away for Sully Dwyer. The first baseman here, he has reached on an error, a walk, and 2 groundouts with a run scored. So that's going to be no pitch there. Not sure what happened. Some sort of distraction tactic. So the infield's going to play way in here. And that's going to be in there for a strike, says the umpire. So no balls, 1 strike now to Dwyer, the second baseman, basically right on top of the mound here. So all infielders were going to play in. The outfielders at regular depth. Sully Dwyer swings at that pitch, and that's going to get out of play. And clearly someone made the catch over there as the cheer from the crowd, and one of the best crowds I've been a part of a live game. Just pure positivity rolling through this ball field here. So we inch closer to the end of this game. That's going to get by the catcher, and in to score now is Morrell. And the Bombers fans very happy with that one, as the lead now 13-11. So everybody is going to move up a station. So now just 2 runners in scoring position. So 1 and 2 now to Dwyer. The pitch from Penny on the way is in the dirt and just across the shoe tops there, but a great job once again back there by Roche to keep that one in front. A very underrated skill set for a catcher now as that pitch is swung on and fouled out of play, and another great play by a fan here, and he'll just fire that one right back into play. Wasting no time there. Great transfer speed on that fan. Fantastic facility here is hosting this event, and it has been very busy here today. All fields in use. So 3 ball fields, 2 soccer fields, and a football field, all here in this one parking lot. So 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. That's right at the camera. And luckily for us, it lands on top of the canopy. Otherwise, it would have been right in my hand because I myself am a Gold Glover. You just asked me. So no damage done to the canopy, folks. I know you're worried. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled once again. And good battle brewing up here. The 2-2 pitch is going to have to come once more. I did see a bunch of fans turn around. They were concerned for our gear back here, but no damage done, like I said, as we'll continue right along here. 2-2, 1 away. The pitch from Penny swung on and hit to the right side, and that one's going to get out of play much. Off the fence, thought it was out of play, but it hits the fence. The fan reacted like it was right in his wheelhouse. So 2-2 once again here. And that's going to be swung on and missed. A big strikeout there for Penny with 2 runners in scoring position. So Dwyer down on strikes for out number 2. And now the catcher, number 7, Manton Austin, getting an extra bump from the crowd here, singing his walk-up tune as he steps in now. Austin, a double, a walk, and a strikeout so far as he will take the first pitch for a ball. One ball, no strikes here. And that's going to be upstairs, too high, ball 2, and Two balls, no strikes, 13-11 the score here, 2 away in the inning. That's going to be swung on and missed. A big hack there from Austin, as we seen that one last night in the Derby. Looking to send that one into the next neighborhood or down Fairview Street to the Tim Hortons. Getting myself acquainted with the town of Antigonish, as you can see, as that one's going to get by the catcher, and Haynes Harvey in to score, as he will give them a 3-run lead now, or 3-run lead, not 3-1. So Austin still with a job to do here for his Bomber squad. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the right-handed hitting catcher, a former baseball player making the switch to softball in the last couple of years. And that's going to be ball 4, as he will work his way down to first base on the free pass. And the man that started things off here in the 6th inning is the Former pitcher Neil Landry hit by pitch, a walk, stolen base, a run, and 2 strikeouts now as that throw is just going to go to the shortstop. McIsaac fake towards home, and Landry will take a first pitch strike here. So it'll be Landry and Crawford if they can get there. So runners in scoring position once again. Crawford thought about that one, flinched at it for a moment, but ultimately holds back. 2 balls, no strikes. So Landry, another pitch up top, and that one's going to miss here. So 3-0 now. You got to assume the bat's going to be on the shoulder here, trying to get it to the next guy with the bases loaded. So 3-0 on the way, and that is going to be too low, ball 4. As down to first goes Landry. And his second at-bat here of the inning and his second walk. So that'll bring up the center fielder, number 17, Colin Crawford, 4 for 4. 3 runs, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base to his credit now as that pitch was swallowed up by the catcher back there, and good job he did, says the runners stay put. So bases loaded once again here with 2 away. A large moment here as McIsaac now will come across to score the 15th run here as they take a 4-run lead now on the pass ball or the wild pitch. Depends on who you want to give it to this time. We'll have a quick stoppage here as the third base off the magnetic part there. So Austin to third base. And Landry to second. And now we're going to have time called as something made its way into the center field area. Good heads up by everybody out there on the park. So bases not loaded, just second and third here as that's going to be swung on. A big hack there from Crawford is going to find its way into the crowd. So another wild pitch is going to allow Austin to come in and score. He touches home plate. 16-11 now. So Landry will move up to third. A 3-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be in the dirt. Ball 4. Runner's going to come across. Landry comes across to score. And Crawford will get himself all the way into second base on the free pass. 17-11 now the score here. And we are going to have timeout called and a mound visit. So we'll take a very short break and we will be back with the conclusion of the bottom of the 6th. And it looks like we are going to have a pitching change potentially here. So like I said, we'll step aside here for just a moment and then we will be back with the conclusion of the 6th inning. All right, welcome back here. New pitcher here for the Lions is Nathan Keefe. Our first look at him, I do believe. Probably wrong, though, however. So that's going to be outside for a ball. So Avery Dykers steps in here, second at bat of the inning. Already a single, an RBI, and a run scored here in the sixth. And that's going to be dropped in there for a ball. So Penny will go back to short. He'll keep the mask on. So 2-0 now to Dykers. And that's going to be in there for a strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. 2-1 pitch on the way from Keefe, bounced in, and that'll be ball 3. Runners will stay put. So the Bombers trying to add to this lead as they're in the bottom here, and that'll give one last shot for the Lions. As that's going to be ball 4, and down to first base goes Dykers. I'd like to give a shout out to Birch McCallum. We thank you very much for the support and appreciate the kind words here in the chat. And we definitely love our job here at High Button Sports. As now Alec Morrell will step in and he'll get a first pitch strike. Hope you have enjoyed the coverage as much as we enjoyed being here, that's for sure. So no balls, 1 strike now to Morrell. As he swings at that one, he'll foul that one out of play, and that one will roll all the way down to the sandlot field just beside us to the left. As not a single fan has left the building here. So 0-2 now on the way. Swung on and missed. Drop strike 3. First was occupied though, however, so it's going to go down as a strikeout here. So that's going to do it here for 6 complete. They score 7 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. So the score after 6 complete innings of play, the Antigonish Bombers 17 and the Placentia Lions 11. The Lions coming to the bat here in the top of the 7th with their last 3 outs available here. And we are going to step aside just for a moment as Landry comes back into the game to pitch here, and we will be back once he's done warming up here for the top of the 7th. The Lions coming to the plate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the top of the 7th inning, 3 outs away from taking home the gold here are the Bombers, but the Lions, you know darn well that they are not going anywhere just yet. They've scored 11. There is no reason why they cannot score 6. But Neil Landry back in the circle now, looking to close things out here for his squad as that's hit down the right side, heads up down there, and lucky that just gets by everybody. It's amazing how many people are here in the field and how much the ball doesn't go anywhere near the folks here at the ballpark. So 0-2 to the count, and that one's going to get through the catcher, Austin, and that'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes here to A.J. Power, who I forgot to mention was leading things off here for the 7th inning. So Power, 0 for 2. Couple walks now as he fights that one off down the right field line. That one's going to land out of play, and it will make its way back into the field already. And that's what happens when you have a packed house. And what a play there from Austin. in between plays, makes a great barehanded catch over there, and quite the athlete we got to see yesterday, a raw swing. And switching over from baseball to be a catcher in fast pitch, probably not the easiest transition. Doing a fine job back there. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Good hands there as that one's popped up. Heads up there as that one's going to land between them. And now Power's going to head to second base. Landry makes the right decision and hangs on to that ball. So a leadoff single here in the 7th for Power. A great effort all around by Pitchy and Catchy. But they collide and the ball lands between them. But laying it on the line nonetheless. And now the umpire is going to draw the line on the batter's box. Normally you see the player do that and get tossed, but this time the roles were reversed. So runner on second here in Power. None away, and coming to the plate, or already up there I suppose, is Riley Heffernan. 0 for 3 so far in the game. The pitch from Landry is bounced in, and that's going to be ball 2. So good hitters count here for Heffernan with a man on second and an opportunity to score here. This Antigonish crowd just waiting patiently here in hopes of celebrating their home squad. Regardless of what happens here in this inning, this has been a tremendous game, and what more can you ask for the gold medal game here? A back-and-forth matchup. It's a 3-0 pitch on the way from Landry. He'll drive one in over the plate for strike 1. 3-1 pitch, that's going to be in the dirt. Heffernan will work the walk, so back-to-back free passes here. As Power will go over to third. Heffernan down to first. Runners at the corners now as the shortstop, who I think is playing left field now, the Skylar Fitzgerald. So 1 for 2. A walk, a single, a run scored, and a ground out here as he takes a first pitch strike. So none away here in the inning. Runners at the corners. The pitch on the way is in there. Strike 2 on the inside part of the plate. Up and down and all around here for Landry as he continues to pound the strike zone here. Changing the eye level, changing the speed. The 0-2 pitch swung on, and good protection swing there as Fitzgerald able to keep himself alive. Fantastic 2-strike approach there, and as they say, protect the edges and hit a mistake. So Fitzgerald does one of the 2 so far as he protected that edge. Now looking for that pitch that he can drive into an alley somewhere. They're playing him to the right side of the outfield now as that swung on and missed. A big strikeout there as Austin able to corral that one on the strike 3 foul tip. And that's going to be the first out here as Fitzgerald sat down on strikes. So back to the top of the order we go. And a fantastic spot here for the Lions. So they're going to get the meat of the order up here with runners on. And now we're going to have a pinch runner over at first for Heffernan. It looks like it's going to be number 3, Sammy Power, who we saw enter the game and exit. So now this will be his last entrance. And now he will exit. And Heffernan will come back in. So maybe he had already lost his re-entry. So the re-entry and exit of this sport kind of got me confused a little bit, if I'm being honest with you, at home. So 1 away here, runners at the corners. That's going to be a change-up, and that's dropped in and still too high for ball 1. As Roche gives a spit to the ground there. Sees ahead in the count 1-0. Swings at that one, and that's going to be fouled out of play. The count runs even 1-1. Didn't hear any cheering, so nobody made the play out there. Everyone's still in their seats here, waiting for the conclusion of this one. The 1-1 count with 1 away. The pitch from Landry is low and away. Austin able to keep that one in front and keep the runners put. Heffernan staying put at first base. Doesn't want to run his team into the second out, as right now he really means nothing in the grand scheme of things. So that's going to get by the catcher, and it took a favorable hop. And the runner will stay put. So good base running there. That's a good call in my opinion. Like I said, you're down by 6. You need base runners here, so Heffernan will move up to second. That pitch in there for ball 4. Roche will head down to first base. Free pass, so bases loaded now. So what more do you want here? And it looks like Sammy Power is going to make his way out to second base now, so situation doesn't help my confusion one bit. But that said, not much to confuse me up here. So Sammy Power with the white jersey out there, looking more like a libero there in volleyball, but a little bit easier to keep track of out there. So the bases are loaded here. 17-11 game here for the Bombers. There's one away. So both coaches for the Bombers are going to make sure they get the message across and receive it. So they're going to call time here. And now Coach Jimmy Carr is going to get time granted here. So he's going to run out, have a quick pep talk here with his squad as they look for 2 outs here to solidify this. Now the outfielders are going to come in too. That's not something you see very often. That's a long old hike for a couple words. Not a bad time to call time here if you're Coach Carr. Some positive reinforcement, I'm sure. So coming to the plate here for the Lions, the pitcher, or I guess he's not the pitcher anymore, but we will get it correct here. So he is number 10, at least we know that. Aaron Chafe. So he's going to step in a very large moment here for his team. Trailing by 6, the bases loaded, 1 away. Landry on the mound here for the Bombers as he leans and throws, and Chafe is going to pop that one into foul territory, and Austin was just about to sell his entire body to that dugout to make that play, but it does bounce off the top and out of play here. So now's the time. If you're going to lay it on the line, if you haven't done it yet, it is certainly time now. So no balls, 1 strike here to Chafe. Looked like the man on third base had a little couple pieces of dust in his eyes there, but looks to be okay now as the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled straight up in the air. That one's going to get over the backstop. And Austin wanted that one behind the plate. So the fan that threw that back in obviously already warmed up as he hammered that one up over everybody. So no balls, 2 strikes now to Chafe. That's going to be swung on and fouled straight back. And we'll make that play up here in the booth. First time I got some action up here on the 1 hopper, so we'll try the 0-2 once more. Nice to feel the ball every now and then. That was with my throwing hand too, folks, just so you know. 0-2 once more to shortstop. Purcell across to first in time. They will sacrifice the run for an out. And that is going to be the 6-3 put out for out number 2 as the run comes across to score. A 17-12 game now, and the Lions down to their final out here. That's going to bring up the third baseman, number 23, Nathan Keefe, who actually just entered to be the pitcher in the last half inning. So we got about 13 balls on the field here. Not sure where they all came from. Well, Missy Elliott over the speakers here to bring the energy back into this ballpark. So Nathan Keefe represents the last chance here for this Lions squad, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Jumping ahead now is Landry, as this ballpark starts to get a little louder here now. The 0-1 pitch, Landry dialed in. The pitch swung on, hit through the middle, past Purcell. That'll get into the outfield. Power across the score. Another run across the score there. And now things get a little more interesting here with a 2 RBI single for Keefe. And we are within 3 here now, so 17-14, still 2 away. And now Jake Penny stands in. The tying run still in the on-deck circle here. So Penny down in the count, 0-1. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled, and that's going to be strike 2. So down to their final strike here. It's the Antigonish bench on their feet down there. The fans don't want to jinx anything, so they're going to stay put in their seats at this point. So not sure what happened there. Looks like Austin may have taken that foul ball off maybe the inside of his foot, but he's going to be okay back there. And if you're going to want to try and come out of this game right now, I don't think it's going to happen. So 0-2 pitch, the throw on the way, taken, strike 3, and that's the ball game. The Antigonish Bombers, your 2024 U13 Eastern Canadian champions with a score of 17-14. They'll take down the Placentia Lions, who put everything they had into today's ball games, and they come up just a little bit short. And let the celebration commence here for the Bombers. A big punch out to end the game from Landry. And this Bombers squad are going to take home gold on home soil here in front of a packed house at Regional Field. And we're going to leave you with the sights and sounds for now before we get to the Player of the Game ceremony. But congratulations to both teams. I would be remiss if I didn't congratulate the Placentia Lions. They traveled thousands of kilometers to get here. They played 3 games today in the blistering heat. They took the long road. They come up a little bit short, but a fantastic ball game that we were treated to here this evening. So make the final, the Antigonish Bombers 17, the Placentia Lions 14. We will stick around for the medal ceremony. It's going to be a quick one, as this team, Newfoundland team, has to catch a boat later on tonight. So we thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this High Button Sports live stream. We hope you enjoyed the coverage all weekend long. We'll leave you with the sights and sounds down at the field. I'll step away from the mic until we finish things off. So once again, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in, and we'll be back with the conclusion of the ceremony. So enjoy the celebration. Okay, here. So player of the game from the Placentia Lions is number 28, Jackson Brown. He goes to collect his player of the game award. Maybe not the way he had envisioned it, but congratulations to him. So Neil Landry will take the player of the game here for the Bombers, and hard to argue that one, so congratulations to both players. So they'll stand for their picture now, as you see on your screen. So the top pitcher here of the tournament from the Antigonish Bombers, number 34, Neil Landry, the top pitcher here at the U13 Eastern Canadian Championship, and you saw him punch out that last batter here to solidify the win here for the Bombers. He started the game, he got a rest, and he came back in to close. So congratulations to Landry, this year's top pitcher. So the top hitter now to be awarded from the Placentia Lions, number 70, Keegan Roche. He put on an absolute clinic in the batter's box this tournament, and if you look at his jersey, you can tell just that. So this year's top hitter of the 2024 U13 Easterns from the Placentia Lions is Keegan Roche. Congratulations, Keeg. So the most valuable player here of the Canadian Championship from the Antigonish Bombers, the catcher, number 7, Manton Austin. So quite the weekend there for Austin. He showed off his power in the Derby, and then he shows off his defensive capabilities behind the dish. So congratulations, Manton, on your awards and all the award winners here. So we'll get to the medal presentation. We will leave the mic live. So that's going to be it for me, folks. Thank you once again for tuning in, and we thank the organizing committee for having us aboard here this weekend. It was a tremendous weekend of ball, and we look forward to the next event. So take in the sights and sounds here. Thank you very much here from High Button Sports.
Second baseman, number 16, Skylar Fitzgerald. Third baseman, number 18, Jackson Brown. Outfielder, number 50, Ian Griffiths. Second base, number 44, Riley Hefferon. Pitcher, number 8, Jake Penny. First base, number 27, William Ryan Lynch. Outfield, number 7, Nikki Collins. Third base, number 86, Preston Gambin. Pitcher, number 9, Aaron Jake. Number 3, Sam Power. Head coach, Sheldon Keith. Assistant coach, Jennifer Collins. Assistant coach, Sean Lynch. Manager, I'd like to now call the captains of the Placentia Lions to receive the silver banner. A special thank you also goes out to our umpiring crew, led by Sonny Campbell, for the outstanding work all tournament long. Now for the presentation of the gold medals. The Antigonish Eastern 2.0 Bombers. Number 2, Harper Anderson. Number 3, Emmett Carr. Number 4, Hayden Diker. Your tournament MVP, number 7, Manton Austin. Number 9, Alec Morrell. Number 10, Avery Diker. Number 11, Liam Duggan. Number 12, Austin Bowie. Number 16, Sully Dwyer. Number 17, Colin Crawford. Number 19, John Purcell. Number 20, Hayden Haynes Harvey. Number 21, Aiden McKaiser. Number 27, Hayden O'Brien. Your tournament's top pitcher, number 34, Neil Landry. Number 44, Will McKaiser. Head coach, Barry Purcell.
You want to untie the other ones? There's one tied there, there's one tied on the back.
Head coach, Jimmy Carr.
This one was tied up to
Assistant coach, Mike McKaiser.
Is there a reason for me to even take like this part off?
Assistant coach, Stuart McKaiser. Manager, Kendra Landry. I would now like to call upon the captains of the Antigonish Eastern 2.0 Bombers to receive the gold medal banner.